Hi, I'm Marc, and on this channel I talk about Brexit and UK politics. It is indeed party conference time in Great Britain, with elections taking place in 2024 most probably. The top candidates are avoiding one topic though, leaving the EU, because Brexit became regret. And in Great Britain the top candidates are warming up for the fight for number 10 Downing Street. The party conference time is indeed there, and the topic of Brexit doesn't actually come up somehow. Why could that be? The consequences of leaving the EU are present in everyday life everywhere. The shortage of skilled workers is further fueled because work visas are expensive. Customs regulations plague companies with a lot of new bureaucracy. The government is trying laboriously to negotiate new trade agreements with other partners beyond Europe, but not that successfully. A good 3.5 years after leaving the EU, hardcore Brexiteers stand by their decision if you ask them directly. But many others doubt and are dissatisfied. The word regret is doing the rounds, meaning Brexit regret. But Brexit just won't go away. And somehow you can't talk about this either there. The topic is annoying the whole country. A new study is now trying to understand why it's so difficult to pin down the British on Brexit and their stance on it. I talked about this in another video. Public Attitudes to Brexit 7 years on is the name of the study by the think tank UK and a Changing Europe in the second one. And this shows that only 1 in 5 people who voted to leave things have been going well in the UK since then, and the others feel uncomfortable. And most people cite the weakening economy as the reason, regardless of whether they were for or against the exit. And they associate Brexit with what's going wrong in their everyday lives, such as the rising costs of living with 79%, a shortage of skilled workers in the medical field with 42%. But they admit that the pandemic may also have contributed to this. Most people are pessimistic about the long-term impact of Brexit. Less than a third of voters believe things are changing for the better. At the same time, however, this does not necessarily mean that those who voted for Brexit regret Brexit. In fact, a majority even say that they would vote again like they did in 2016. Now they have a better idea of what they are doing. Someone should understand this. Somehow, outside of Great Britain, I don't. All this says to political strategists, stay away from the Brexit malaise. Toxic matter for every kind of election campaign. The dissatisfaction of the British, coupled with their tiredness at being caught up in polarizing debates about the issue again, is hard to believe. If you asked Labour members at their party conference in Liverpool last week, capitulation is often heard. Brexit is here in all its inadequacy. You just have to try to make smaller improvements through smaller changes. The young Labour MP Elliot Gardner, for example, said, Brexit is totally polarizing. I voted to stay in the EU, but apparently there are so many negative feelings on both sides now. Yeah, after what the British did. We did it all again before the 2019 election, and this time there are so many other things we should talk about, as Gardner said. And Labour leader Keir Starmer, who is hoping for an election victory thanks to a clear lead in the polls, recently traveled to France. He met President Emmanuel Macron there, who also promptly offered ideas for light EU membership, as he put it. The study on Brexit attitudes also reveals clear support for closer relations with the EU. Alongside all the Brexit disappointment, there are 53% that are in favour of rapprochement, including those who were in favour of leaving. But Keir Starmer probably doesn't plan to discuss Brexit in this election campaign. One of the authors of the Brexit study, Sophie Stowers, believes that a pragmatic course is right after her analysis of the British view of Brexit in 2023. We talk about the negative impacts of Brexit, but not really about Brexit. Political communication in this country has to deal with this. They may now be preoccupied with future relations with the EU like Keir Starmer was recently. But this is not a huge ideological change, as Stowers said, but simply a pragmatic discussion to ease the economic impact, so we see a pragmatic approach to Brexit rather than an ideological one. Well, looking at the comments under my videos every day, I say there's still a lot of Brexit ideology, first of all. And secondly, just one word on the study again. The study dealt with the people that voted in 2016. And I didn't say a word on the people that either are not there anymore for voting or the people that were not allowed to vote at the time, but now would be eligible to vote. So that they don't change their mind a lot does not mean that a second referendum wouldn't look differently. But we don't know this, and a second referendum is so far away, if ever, that this is mere speculation anyway. But if you want to see something else right now, the next video is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.